Hello and welcome to CVR News Network. You are watching CVR English and these are the headlines of the day. ₹2 excise hike done on fuel. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said that the hike on fuel won't affect consumers. Amit Shah praises BSF, highlights plans for electronic surveillance system. Portugal backs India for UNSC seat, stresses multilateralism in joint statement. Joshi Vijayendra lead BJP protest in Mysore against state government. Ashish Sood accuses AAP of fuel hike cover-up, calls for audit of all Delhi private schools. The news in detail. The Indian stock market witnessed one of its worst trading sessions in recent years on Monday, as fears of escalating trade war and global economic slowdown sparked by recent US tariff hikes rattled investors worldwide. At closes, the benchmark indices BSE, Sensex and Nifty 50 were down by about 3% each. Sensex settled at 73,137.90, down by 2,227 points, while Nifty settled at 22,242.30, down by 662 points. Investors lost nearly 13 lakh crore as the total market capitalization of BSE listed firms slumped from 403.5 lakh crore on Friday to 390.7 on Monday. The BSE Sensex had plunged over 4,000 points, which is over 5.3%, to hit a low of 71,725, while the Nifty 50 tumbled near 1,150 points, which is equivalent to 5%, to 21,744 in early trading. The broader market saw even steeper declines, with the BSE mid-cap and small-cap indices crashing up to 10% in pre-opening deals. Global stock markets continued to plunge on Monday, April 7th, following US tariff hikes announced on April 2nd. Asian markets mirror Wall Street's sharp Friday losses, with Japan's Nikkei falling 8.84% to a 52-week low, Taiwan's TAIEX plunging 9.8%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng dropping at 9.28%. China's Shanghai Composite lost 4.21%, while South Korea's Kospi declined 4.8%. In other news, during a joint statement with President Draupadi Murmu, Portugal President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa said the visit came at a difficult international time when core global principles like multilateralism, respect for sovereignty, rule-based system and climate action were being challenged by those who originally helped establish them. He emphasized the need to uphold international law, the UN Charter, and fair trade to foster growth and prevent recession. Highlighting India's crucial global role, he called it a largest democracy and a major economic power. He reiterated Portugal's support for India's permanent membership in the reformed UN Security Council.
This visit takes place in an international moment that is quite challenging, a moment where multilateralism and the international system based on rules and the respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, the belief in the increase of common prosperity through free trade and the need for fighting climate change, all these principles and all these values are undergoing a crisis because they are being put into question by some of those who had been the builders of those principles and values. Presently, and at this moment, our common effort is important to reaffirm the international law, the multilateralism, the Charter of the United Nations, the free trade and the fair trade, and to maintain the construction of peace, intolerance and dialogue, and the concern with policies, economic policies, tax policies and trade policies that should ensure growth and avoid the risk of a recession. The role of India is crucial. It's the largest democracy in the planet. It's an economic power that is huge, with an important role and a multilateral system, as the recent presidency of the G20 has shown. Hence, Portugal has always...
At a state level event in Lucknow on One Nation, One Election, Uttar Pradesh CM Yogi Adityanath emphasized that while holding elections is a democratic right, frequent polls disrupt the system. He started that conducting elections every 6 months or year diminishes public interest, burdens citizens, fuels political instability, delays development, encourages corruption, and negativity impacts GDP. He added that such instability only benefits anti-democratic forces, not any political party.
जिस महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे को लेकर के यह संगोष्ठी यहां पर आयोजित की गई है, उसकी महत्ता जग जाहिर है। लोकतंत्र में चुनाव और जनता के द्वारा अपनी पसंद के जनप्रतिनिधि को चुनना, उसका एक लोकतांत्रिक अधिकार माना जाता है और यह अधिकार उसके लिए लोकतंत्र के सुचारू संचालन के लिए आवश्यक भी है। यह लोकतंत्र की शोभा भी है, लोकतंत्र का सुदृढ़ होना इस देश से महत्वपूर्ण भी है। लेकिन जब चुनाव हर 6 महीने और हर वर्ष में होने लग जाएंगे, तो उसके प्रति जो आकर्षण होना चाहिए, वह आकर्षण गायब हो जाता है। जैसे अगर कोई व्यक्ति अस्वस्थ है या जिसकी कार्य क्षमता थोड़ा कमजोर हुई है, थोड़ा डोज देकर के उसको मजबूत तो किया जा सकता है, लेकिन अगर कोई स्वस्थ व्यक्ति इस डोज को लेकर के चाहेगा कि मैं और भी स्वस्थ होना चाहूंगा, तो मुझे लगता है कि वह स्वयं अपने साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहा है। लोकतंत्र में भी बार बार चुनाव ये जनता पर अनावश्यक बोझ डालता है। राजनीतिक अस्थिरता को जन्म देता है। देश के अंदर विकास की संभावनाओं को बाधित करता है। सार्वजनिक जीवन में भ्रष्टाचार को बढ़ावा देता है और राजनीतिक अस्थिरता कभी भी उसे देश की संप्रभुता संपन्न और विकसित देश के रूप में उसकी परिकल्पना को साकार करने में सहभागी नहीं बन सकता। बार बार का इलेक्शन वहां की जीडीपी को प्रभावित करता है, विकास दर को रोकता है। विकास के लिए चालू योजनाओं में बैरियर का काम करता है और लोकतंत्र के प्रति लोगों के आकर्षण को भी कम करने का कार्य करता है। कोई पक्ष इससे लाभान्वित नहीं होता सिवाय कि राजनीतिक अस्थिरता पैदा करने वाले लोकतंत्र विरोधी तत्वों को इसका लाभ उठाना पड़ता है। उनके लिए एक अवसर होता है। अराजकता पैदा करने वाले तत्वों के लिए जो नहीं चाहते कि राष्ट्र स्थिर हो, क्योंकि कोई स्थिर सरकार जब दे रहा है तो विकास की।
Delhi Minister Ashish Sood alleged that out of 1,677 private schools in Delhi, 335 are situated in government land, with 114 exempt from state government oversight under the Delhi School Act 1973. Refuting blame for fee hikes, he said that 2004 Supreme Court ruling in the modern school case required schools to seek government approval before increasing fees, but claimed AAP had this order overturned in 2024. Sood named multiple schools including the Ahalcon International, Angel Public, Salvan Public and Lancers Convent, accusing them of corruption and unjustified fee hikes between 22 to 25. He questioned the AAP-led government's inaction, noting Atishi was the acting chief minister during the key decisions. He further revealed that only 75 schools were audited annually over the last decade and announced that a new committee led by CM Rekha Gupta would audit all 1,677 private schools. Sood vowed strict action against any school found violating regulations.
अब मैं तथ्यों के साथ आपके समक्ष कुछ बातें रखना चाहता हूं। दिल्ली में 1,677 प्राइवेट स्कूल हैं। इनमें से 335 सरकारी लैंड पर हैं, जिनके लिए 1973 के दिल्ली स्कूल एक्ट के अनुसार उनकी लैंड में यह कंडीशन है कि उन्हें राज्य सरकार से अनुमति लेनी है, और 114 स्कूल ऐसे हैं जिनको अनुमति लेने के लिए कोई बाध्यता नहीं है, मगर 1677 स्कूल हैं। आज तक उन अनऑथोराइज्ड कॉलोनी में प्राइवेट लैंड पर अपनी निजी भूमि पर स्कूल चलाने वालों के संदर्भ में कभी आपने सुना है? तथाकथित शिक्षा क्रांति के जनक को बात करते हुए देखिए, हम पर आरोप लगाया जा रहा है कि दिल्ली में स्कूलों की फीस बढ़ाने में हम साजिश कर रहे हैं। हम पर आरोप लगाया जा रहा है, अपने दावे किए जा रहे हैं कि हम तो बड़े बड़े वकील खड़ा करके केस जीत के आ जाते थे। आज आपके माध्यम से मैं दिल्ली की जनता को बताना चाहता हूं, 2004 में मॉडर्न स्कूल के केस में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने यह बाध्यता कर दी थी कि दिल्ली की कोई भी स्कूल फीस बढ़ाने से पहले डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ एजुकेशन से इजाजत लेगा। इतने बड़े बड़े वकील खड़े किए थे, इतने बड़े बड़े वकील कि 2024 में बड़ी कोर्ट का ऑर्डर हाई कोर्ट में हरवाया है, जिसमें ये ऑर्डर लेकर आ गए कि कोई बाध्यता नहीं है दिल्ली के स्कूलों की फीस बढ़ाने के लिए डायरेक्टर एजुकेशन से पूछने की। और सुनिए, ये कहते हैं कि फीस हमने बढ़ा दी। मैं चुनौती देता हूं पूरी जिम्मेदारी के साथ, जिस स्कूल के बारे में बार बार मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने जिक्र किया, मैं किसी को सिंगल आउट नहीं करना चाहता, मगर मेरी मजबूरी है। आज दिल्ली की जनता को पता चलना चाहिए कि उनके नाम पर, उनके आड़ में किस तरह से लूट का बाजार गर्म था। जिसका मन आता था उसको फीस बढ़ाने की इजाजत देते थे। अंडर द टेबल कौन कौन लेता था, इसकी जांच हम करवाएंगे। मैं आपके रिकॉर्ड पर बता रहा हूं, इसकी जांच भारतीय जनता पार्टी की रेखा गुप्ता जी की सरकार कराएगी, मुख्यमंत्री जी की सरकार कराएगी कि किस किसने उसमें भ्रष्टाचार किया है।
Union Minister Prahlad Joshi and Karnataka BJP President B.Y. Vijayendra, along with other party leaders, led a protest march in Mysuru against the state government. The demonstration was aimed at highlighting the alleged failures and governance issues under the current administration. Party leaders and supporting gathers in large numbers to voice their discontent, raising slogans and demanding accountability from the ruling government. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav held a review meeting with Minister of State for Animal Husbandry and Dairying Lakhan Patel to discuss the ongoing contract between the National Dairy Development Board and the Madhya Pradesh State Cooperative Milk Federation. The meeting focused on strengthening daily operations, ensuring the transparency and enhancing benefits for dairy farmers across the state. During his address to BSF soldiers at the Vinay border outpost in Jammu, Union Home Minister Amit Shah commenced the service in challenging conditions. He stated that the government is working to establish an advanced electronic surveillance system to enhance information flow, improve response mechanisms and further strengthen border security.
आज भारत पाकिस्तान की सीमा पर जम्मू में विभिन्न चौकी का मेरा विजिट का कार्यक्रम बना। यहाँ आते हैं तब ही मालूम पड़ता है। मैंने कई बार देश के अंदरूनी हिस्सों में भी कहा है कि जब वहां जाते हैं तब ही मालूम पड़ता है कि कितनी कठिन परिस्थिति में आप लोग देश की सीमा की सुरक्षा को सुनिश्चित करते हैं। कहीं पर सहन न हो सके इतनी ठंड में, मूसलाधार बारिश में या 45 डिग्री टेम्परेचर में एक भी क्षण न भौगोलिक विषमता न मौसम की विषमता आप लोगों को आलस करने की अनुमति नहीं दी। हर एक प्रकार के मौसम में हर एक प्रकार की भूगोल
Union Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri clarified that the recent 2 excise hike on petrol and diesel won't be passed on to the consumers. He noted that all marketing companies carry a 45-day inventory with an average crude prices around $75 per barrel. Given falling global prices, he indicated fuel rates may be moderated in line with market trends.
Let me start where I think you want me to start. You would have seen a notification from the Ministry of Finance saying that the excise rates are going up by 2 rupees on petrol and diesel. Let me clarify up front on the record. We've already issued a clarification of the ministry. This will not be passed on to the consumer. So now the next question is what is going to happen to petrol prices? Because I know you guys are dying to ask me this question. Several of you have already messaged me. Look, international price of petrol came down to around $60 a barrel, $60 of crude per barrel in the last day or so. But please remember that our oil marketing companies, with whose work I'm more familiar, but even the private sector companies, they carry inventories over a 45-day period. And if you go back to say early January, the crude price then was $83, which came down subsequently to $75. So the crude inventory that they're carrying is at $75 on an average per barrel. So, but if your question is going forward from here, if the price remains at $60 a barrel as it is today or thereabouts, and I'm not going into the Indian basket or Brent, etc., I'm not going into that, then can you legitimately expect prices of
Justice Nagesh Bhimapaka of the High Court expressed strong displeasure over the conduct of Telangana Divyang Jan department officials. He criticized the way blind individuals were being made to run around the courts and remarked that some officials appeared to be the real blind ones. The comments came during a hearing on a case where several blind employees dismissed from their jobs have been fighting a legal battle for 8 years. The court need to note that the actions of the officials were severely affecting the lives and careers of these individuals. Out of the 4 nominations filed for the Hyderabad local body MLC election, 2 independent candidates' nominations were rejected during the scrutiny. The valid nominations are Mirza Riaz ul Hassan from MIM and Gupta Rao from BJP. Candidates can withdraw their nominations until 9th of this month. Polling is scheduled for 23rd, with the counting to take place on 25th. A total of 112 voters, including 31 ex-officio members and 81 corporators, will participate. The Kammasangam's new building was inaugurated in Bodhan town, Nizamabad district. A statue of Telugu Desam Party founder N.T. Ramarao was unveiled on the premises. Serlingampalli MLA and President of the Telangana Kamma Seva Sangam Federation, Arikapudi Gandhi, was the chief guest. C.V. Rao, Chairman of Imoj Hospitals and CVR News, and former Minister Mandava Venkateshwar Rao attended as special guests. Kammasangam executive members and representatives were also present. C.V. Rao inspected the new building during the event.
బాబు సైడ్ కమ్మని సార్ కమ్మని ముందుకు వచ్చి
ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నటువంటి సందర్భం ఇది. వారికి ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేస్తూ
Sarlingapalli MLA and Telangana Kama Seva Sangam Federation President Arikapudi Gandhi said that the Kama community is like one family. He expressed hope that the newly inaugurated Kama Sangam building would benefit everyone. He shared that a plan is being prepared to support the poor students and families in rural areas and assured that many underprivileged students are already receiving education through the Sangam. He added that students from other regions would also be supported. Former Minister Mandava Venkateshwar Rao noted that although the Kamma community is legally considered as an upper caste, many within it still live in poverty. He urged senior members and leaders of the community to take responsibility and extend help to the needy through community associations.
అందరూ కలిసి 1200 మందిలో 1500 మందిలో 1000 మందిలో 12,500 లక్షలు సభ్యత్వం చేసి ఎక్కువ మంది నిర్వహణ చేద్దాం. అలాగే 50 లక్షల కోట్ల రూపాయలు 2 కోట్లు ఇచ్చే వాళ్ళని కూడా భాగస్వామ్యం చేసి అది ఒక ఆదర్శవంతమైనటువంటి భావనగా ఇందాక చెప్పా. గ్రామం నుంచి వచ్చిన సామాన్య కుటుంబం ఉండాలి, అమెరికా నుంచి వచ్చిన వారం రోజులు ఉండిపోయే పెద్ద కుటుంబం కూడా ఉండాలి. అందరికీ ఉపయోగపడాలి, ఆదాయం రావాలి. గ్రామీణ స్థాయిలో పేద విద్యార్థులు పేద కుటుంబాలకు ఆదుకునే విధంగా చక్కటి ప్రణాళికతో అందరి సలహాలు సూచనలతో ముందుకు పోయే కార్యక్రమం చేస్తామని చెప్పి కూడా ఈ సందర్భంగా తెలియజేస్తున్నాం. మనం ఒక మంచి పని చేస్తే కనీసం మినిమం 100 సంవత్సరాలు మన కుటుంబాలు సంతోషంగా ఉంటాయి. మనం ఉన్నంత కాలంలో ఒక మంచి పని చేద్దాం, సమాజానికి ఒక 100 సంవత్సరాలకి మంచి పని చేసి చూపిద్దాం అనే ఆలోచన ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా, ఏ ఒక్కరు కూడా సొత్తు కాదు. పుట్టిన పిల్లలకి పుట్టబోయే పిల్లలకి ఆస్తి 5 ఎకరాల కమ్మవాడు అందరి ఆస్తి. హైదరాబాద్ వాళ్ళ ఆస్తి కాదు, లేకపోతే భోదాల వాళ్ళ ఆస్తి కాదు, అందరి కమ్మవారి ఆస్తి. అందరినీ భాగస్వామ్యం చేస్తాం. ఎవరు కూడా మమ్మల్ని కూడా భాగస్వామ్యం చేయండి అడగాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. అక్కడ పేద పిల్లల విద్యా దేవాలయం ఆల్రెడీ 50 మంది 60 మంది పోషిస్తున్నారు.
And that's the end of the bulletin. Keep watching CVR News English.